I wanted to speak about this today because I hear it all the time, and actually, it's not quite what you think it is. So, in the women I speak to every day, I hear them say, "Oh, I just need to lose weight," or "I just need to, look at all these bits and look at all these bits, and oh, I just need to weigh less or be less," and it's exhausting because as women we're conditioned to do that. It doesn't just apply to strength training, to body image, to like your health and fitness, but also to your money. We typically don't know what to do with it, or it's a great thing of shame in that, oh well, I spend and it makes me feel good and then I feel awful, or don't have enough money. And basically when you look at it, the way you feel about food, the way you see yourself, and the way you deal with money, quite often they cross over. And that's what I wanted to create. So I have got background in tax and have done for years. I've got a great passion for health and fitness, and I'm doing some fitness classes. I've got a group of women who I'm sure I'm teaching to be stronger. And what they typically do is come in, think they can lift a tiny weight, but they don't cross that over to say, well, hang on, I've carried the shopping and I've carried a toddler, or I've carried all the stuff up the stairs, into the house, out of the car. Like day to day, they physically carry a lot, regardless of mentally, they physically carry a lot. And they don't ever give themselves credit for it. So what my job is when they come into my classes is to show them that crossover, that so I know that you've carried X, Y and Z all day. I'm not then going to sell that you carry a 5 kilo kettlebell, or you carry a 5 kilo excuse me, a 5 kilo dumbbell and want to work out with it, because I know that you're stronger than that. And that has actually been playing out. What typically happens is when they're using these words to try and like, oh, I just need to lose weight, or oh, I just need to be, basically they want to be an earlier version of themselves because they carry themselves better, they either felt better in their own skin, or they were more acceptable to society. And they had to physically treat themselves. So, and I've been there, I've absolutely been there. But one thing that I didn't realise was that when I'd done the things that people wanted me to do, the gym photo shoots and the food restriction and all that sort of stuff. So even though I restricted food for a 12-week period, slightly longer, the lowest I could get to was 73 kilos, sorry. And I was eating 1,400 calories a day, working out 6 times a week, and I couldn't get any lower. Like, not lower mentally, but I couldn't get any lower on the scale. And even when I was there, I still couldn't get under 73 kilos. Like, that was my maximum. I was absolutely going and going and going as much as I could, and I still couldn't get there. I was still classed as overweight on the BMI scale. I was still, when I came to do these pictures, I wasn't going to post it because in comparison to the other people, to the other women that did it, I was still the biggest. And yeah, I felt great. Like, on the picture day, yes, I felt great. I enjoyed having the pictures done. But when you zoom out and you look at it overall, what on earth was I doing? And so then I've kind of been on a bit of a journey. I've gone into the menopause, or perimenopause, and through surgery. But what that's taught me is that all that chasing the external, all that does is when you get to this point in time, questions your relationship with food. It questions your relationship of who you think you are. It questions whether you still think you're good enough. Because, so, to give you a bit of background, my weight, because of my hormones, has stayed high, like stayed higher. So no matter how much I restrict things, no matter how much I try and make myself smaller, my body says no. So then I have to be all right with that. And then because I'm all right with that and I feel good in myself, that then helps others. Because there's a lot of other people who are at a similar life stage to me, even though I'm younger than what some people say. It doesn't mean we can't be strong. It doesn't mean you can't be confident. It doesn't mean you can't wear shorts or dance or do whatever you want to do. But you have to be all right with that for you. And one thing I've noticed with some of the ladies that I worked with is that it's the same for them. So they're always trying to get back to the weight they were in their, like, it's a massive identity shift. They're trying to get back to the weight they were when they got married, or the weight they were when they were 19 or whatever. And because they're not there anymore, circumstances have changed, they've had kids or gone into menopause or a mixture of all sorts of stuff, they can't get back there anymore. And then they start going through the mental turmoil of why can't they get back there anymore, and beating themselves up and resorting to extreme measures of why they can't get back there anymore. And what actually kind of needs to happen, but takes a while to happen, and you need to know you're safe for it to happen, is to realise that you're not that identity anymore. You're not that person who did those things. You've got different responsibilities, your body responds differently, and yes, you can eat the things that keep you well and stay fit, but your body responds differently than it used to. So it's almost to embrace that and make your body stronger, more energy, make yourself the best version of you that you can, even if in a picture that looks different. And yeah, my point is that you can be healthy and strong, but we're all different sizes. So my learning there was that I'm probably never going to be 60 kilos. But why would I want to be able to keep it down there? Why would I want to? Why can't I be, yes, slightly heavier, but strong, full of life? Love dancing, love going on my bike, love strength training. Why can't that version of me, the version that there is now, be the best version that there is, regardless of what other people say? As long as I'm all right with that, the rest of the world will catch up. And you've got to think the version of you on your wedding day, on a younger version before an illness or an operation or something like that. Sometimes there is no going back. Sometimes those operations and those health scares happen for a reason. So then what happens then is a completely new person is created from it, a better version. And your body has a good way of getting you to stop. So why not apply those thought processes to also your monetary stuff as well? Because there's so much shame in carrying more body weight. There's so much shame in not being stick thin for whatever reason. Like, society tells us that we should be, because that's the norm and that's what everyone should be like. But what if we change that? What if we made it all right to be just who we are, to lift each other up and to be the best versions that we can. So those are my musings for today. But I've had a big lesson in that. Like, if you look I'm still strong. I'm still able to go out on my bike and go for walks and do all the stuff that I want to do. I'm not absolutely hammering myself anymore. It's not an obsession, it's healthy. And I'm actually alright with that now. So I hope you got something out of that. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you did, or if you don't, if you disagree with me, let me know. But that's my standpoint on it. And yeah, speak to you soon.